So another parcel's arrived for me today. As anybody who follows the channel will know, my normal aerial is a Solarbeams band hopper, but I wanted an option, and I've been looking for a while for something that fitted the description of what I wanted, and what I decided to go for was an end-fed half-wave. So it was then finding something that worked for me. I didn't want something that went straight into the back of the radio. I wanted it to be coax fed, and I wanted it to be able to do multiple bands without having to worry too much about things like counterpoises. So I decided to go with this because it needs to do, I'm normally using 50 watts when I'm portable, so I wanted something that would handle at least 50 watts. And this will handle 100 watts quite nicely. When I eventually get into it, very well packed. But still needed to be portable. And here it is. And this is the end-fed half-wave from radio-stuff.com. And it's a 3D printed case with SOTA wire, and I'm not going to unwind it all, but it's got a nice clamp on it, and I've had my call sign printed on there as well, which is really nice. And it mentions on there 100 watts SSB, 100 watts data CW, so it will do more than 100 watts on SSB quite nicely. So that's the aerial, and we've got, I don't know whether you can see that at that end, there's a BNC connector. You can have them fitted with SO239s. I'm quite happy with the BNC. And at the other end, there's a terminal. And as well as that, I've ordered, trying not to cut myself while trying to get into this. Oh dear, very well packed indeed, and not a particularly sharp knife. I should be using a sharper knife. Note to self. I'll get in this eventually. There we go. As well as that, there's a really nice core here, and what I'm going to use that for, the coax I'm going to use is a length that came from Solarbeams, RG174, and that'll be able to get a good 12 turns on that at the transmitter end of the coax. And the reason for that is that when you're using an end-fed half-wave and you're not using additional counterpoises, then the aerial uses the braid of the coax as part of the antenna. So you need to choke that off at the rig end. So that's what this is for, to enable me to do that. So hopefully I'll be able to deploy this by clamping it, strapping it to my mast, going vertical and then out, maybe to a tree or similar, in like an inverted L. It will need trimming. I'll just need to do some work on that. But that's neither here nor there. But it will give me an option when I can't get the dipole out. It also gives me a potential option of being able to utilize 4 bands without actually having to get out of the vehicle, especially when it's chucking it down, lower the aerial, undo the clips, etc. So it's by no means going to be a replacement for the band hopper, but it's going to be interesting to see just how well it performs. And of course that's extremely portable, isn't it? So there we are, radio-stuff.com, and I'll be reporting back on how well this does in the field.